Today we're going to cut right to the chase. We're going to give you 3 steps to getting any job you want. How do we know? Because we've been there. I'm Dr. J.
And I'm Dr. C.
Welcome to Two Doc Minds.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Dr. C and this is Dr. J, and as you know, we are Two Doc Minds. And today, like Dr. J said in the intro, we're going to be talking about 3 great steps that you can take to get your first job opportunity or your next opportunity, whatever the case may be in your situation. These steps are very important and have been very essential to my personal growth as a CFO or director of finance in a lot of the organizations I've been a part of. Dr. J, what are some of your takes on this video?
No, we're going to give you 3 excellent steps, and what those steps are from our experience. Dr. C being the CFO and director of finance at the organization, and me leading organizations of over 3,000 people. And we're going to be able to tell you exactly what we see sitting on the other side of that table, interviewing hundreds and thousands of people over our career. We're excited about sharing that, but we're going to give you our first critical step. And that step is
show your value. What does that mean, to show your value? It can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people. But when you are trying to obtain a particular job, you have to do certain things to prove to that person that you are meeting, interviewing, or introducing yourself to the first time that you have what? Value. And what does that exactly mean, Dr. J?
Well, simply that value means, what do I bring to the table, right? And so I have to articulate that. And for example, this is the wrong thing you should not do in an interview. And I see it happen 80% of the time. Someone says, my value is, I have 15 years on the job and I've been doing my job for 15 years and I'm very good at it. And then I did this job for 3 years and I'm very good at it. And then I did that job for 4 years and I've been very good at it. I have 2 decades of experience and I'm really ready to give it to you. Please don't do that. That has no value to it besides you worked a lot. But it doesn't tell you what you can do or have done. And so you would say something like this: I have a proven track record of increasing YouTube views by 30%. I have done it over the last 3 years, 30% increases year over year. And I bring that value to you and I bring that experience to your organization, and I'm going to see you and your YouTube grow. Well, wow. Now you gave me an example of your work, example of your value, and you were able to tie it to what we're doing. And that's critical. You want to tie that success in those stories to the organization. That's very critical in being able to convince them that you bring value, and that value is so good that I cannot say no to you as a candidate.
Yes, exactly. I think some major mistakes that people use in employing this tool, and for you to understand how you should use this particular way of getting a job and understanding and conveying your value, is to make sure that you separate the value from your past performance. Make sure that you understand and are able to brand who you are and your value that you're bringing to that organization or any particular project that you may be a part of. So don't just go in there and say, oh, like Dr. J mentioned earlier, I was a culinary expert and I've completed these types of recipes in my past history. No, what do you do now? I recently obtained my pastry chef license, and now I have a total new value that I can add to my whole work history. So this is important techniques that you can use.
No, absolutely. So performance history versus value. You can have someone perform for 30 years and not add much value. We've seen that on many jobs. You can have someone that works for 6 months and provide so much value more than the other, and they move up in the organization because they understand the value that they bring. So that's the first one,
yes.
Right? So our second strategy for you and our second step for you is what, Dr. C?
Showcase your teamwork skills.
Oh my goodness, that's important.
This is so essential because we're in collaborative environments all of the time. Even if you are an introvert or if you're an extrovert, it's still a challenge for you to collaborate with people that you don't normally collaborate with, yep, or that you don't necessarily align with in certain aspects. But collaboration is what is necessary to get the job done. So what is that all about, Dr.
No, That's excellent and a great point. You know, we're working in a very different environment than we worked in 5 years ago. We're working at home, we're working hybrid schedule, we're working in the office. So we're working in, you know, those environments, but also normally, traditionally, we're all working in the same city, in the same building or the same campus. But now we're working with people across the globe with different timelines, you know, different time zones and all those different things. And so you have to be flexible in understanding how you work as a team through all those technologies and through all those work types, right? And so one of the things that you want to display is understanding how to work in an online format, right? And you want to communicate where those things are being example. After the pandemic, we moved to Teams and moved to Zoom, and we were able to be 15% more efficient as a team working online because we set up these regiments electronically to hold ourselves accountable. What did it tell you? It tells you that you know how to work in an electronic environment, but also, again, to our first thing, your value that you had. Or that I worked, you know, remotely, and I was able to gather with a team that's now in the office, right? And I was able to do that hybrid teamwork and collaboration, because I think it's critical for you to be able to communicate that you can work in that hybrid format, because so many employers are looking for that. And not only are they looking for you to work in that format, they're looking for you to be efficient and not only meet the goals, but exceed the goals that has happened before much of this transition during COVID.
Yes, I think that you made a very good point. So showcasing your teamwork skills to get this next opportunity, I think Dr. J summed it up pretty well. You have to communicate this. You have to demonstrate it. Again, putting some quality indicators to the person that you're talking to and saying, these are the things that I have a proven track record of doing and proving that I am a willing participant of working with other people. Very important to get that next gig.
No, absolutely. So again, being able to work in a team environment is critical. You want to be able to articulate that very well. Yes. And you want to be able to show how you've done it in a team environment and how did that add value. And your value is always going to be around getting the job done faster, quicker, and more efficient. And if you can continue to keep those stories around that, you'll be in good shape. And make sure you practice these. You know that they will ask you this. Make sure you practice your answer so that you won't be thinking on the fly.
Yeah, perfect point. So let's go to the last one.
The last strategy.
Yeah, make human connections. I think this is a huge topic now, especially in the last decade or so. We have all become super dependent on digital assets. Absolutely. We've been dependent on computers and doing things not in person. So having this ability to communicate in ways and make with people that are not necessarily in front of you is a skill set. And how do you communicate it, again, that to the potential employer that you're looking for or the person that you're looking to build opportunities with?
So when you're interviewing now, you're interviewing virtually and in person. And a lot of times that first engagement is going to be potentially virtual. So what you have to do is let your personality shine through that camera, right? Through that interaction by being relaxed, being prepared, but also talk about yourself. There's always time in an interview to take a good nugget about yourself. So for example, I may be in an interview and I'm talking about, they ask you a little bit about yourself. Well, I'm a husband and I'm a father of 3. And, we enjoy going out and doing things together. We love nature. We love to go see football games and sports. Make it where it's relatable so that they understand the human in you. And I think that's critical. I think far too long, we're getting so caught up in the digital age that we know how to communicate via email and text, but we lose that personal connection. When you have a personal connection with someone at a job fair, they may remember you and get a job. You may be at a networking event and shaking someone's hand and make some type of personal connection, and that may help propel you to get that job. You may be on a virtual interview and you say a story that makes them see the human in you, and that may help you get that job. But whatever you do, it needs to be personal. When they walk away, they be like, that's a good person, right? That was a great story. I kind of connected to that. That's the kind of person I want on my team. So that's a good.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Making human connections is all about also just making sure that you know how to tell your story. I think personal journeys are not told enough. And I think when you tell a personal journey story or you tell your side of the story, you open yourself up to so many different things. And that also allows people to be a little bit more vulnerable and help to understand who you are, what you offer, and what you can bring to the table.
No, that's the third strategy, and I think that's a critical point, Dr. C, and thanks for bringing that. I think with all three strategies, right, your value add, working together as a team, showing your authentic you. And when we say making that connection, you only can make that connection when you are authentically you. Don't try to be what you see on TV.
I agree.
Don't try to see what you see on YouTube. Be you. You are good enough. You're good enough to get the job. You're good enough to be in that interview. You're good enough to be able to take that bull by the horn and make it work for that organization. You are good enough. But even with all those three things, one thing that you have to have, and it's a foundation of everything, and that's being prepared and do your research. You want all your stories and all the things that you communicate to be lined around what you've researched about that organization so that your stories tie to them and they have even a deeper connection to the individuals.
Yes, I agree. So take these steps and take them to heart. Use them right now, today, tomorrow, or even the next day. But make sure you start to take these things into consideration so you can sharpen your tools before you get that essential new opportunity to interview in front of a corporation or the new business venture. Whatever you use it for, take these into heart to use as a tool to better yourself.
Absolutely. And so if you're going to take these into heart, we need you to do one critical thing. Leave a comment and let us know. If these were helpful, let us know in the comment section, because your feedback helps us get the right content out to you. I thank you for watching this video. I want you to like,
comment,
and subscribe.
Please visit our channel again, because we have so much more tools to share with you to make your journey a little bit easier in your career goals. And we like to hear from you. So find our contact information below our video and feel free to email us with any questions or requests that you may have.
And I'm Dr. J.
And I'm Dr. C.
And thank you for watching Two Doc Minds.